Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Quarantine Conversations brought to you by the SCSU Huskies Athletics app. I'm Alex Cotter, and with me today is Associate Head Coach Janelle Sergey of the women's hockey team and senior defenseman Kenzie Wiley. How have you ladies been doing, and what have you been up to during quarantine?
I've been good. I've been keeping busy with school and homework, and me and my teammates have been spending a lot of time together, going on walks, playing tennis, baking, knitting, doing all sorts of new hobbies. So it's been pretty productive for me.
How about you, Janelle?
Quarantine's always pretty active at my house with the kiddos. So, I got a 4.5 and 2.5-year-old. So we are always busy. So we've been doing some leaf projects lately. So collecting leaves, drying them, and making animals out of them. So that's been fun.
It sounds fun. And then, Janelle, you were recently promoted as Associate Head Coach. How is your role going to change this season?
I don't think necessarily it changes very much. I think a lot of times it's just a title, and my role with the players is the same. It's all about them. It's all about improving them and making them better. And, I'm just enjoying the interactions that we are allowed to have with all the COVID stuff. It's been a little more challenging. So we've done a lot more virtual things, or trying to figure out how we can have fun and still keep the distance. So it's challenging, but that doesn't change whether I'm listed as any different. So that's just the nature of COVID 2020.
Gotcha. All right, and then this question is for the both of you. How was this offseason different compared to others? Kenzie, we'll start with you.
It's definitely different just with COVID. There's a lot more protocols we have to follow. We're split up a little more, doing things in smaller groups. So it's not as fun to not be with the whole team overall, but we've still been able to get our workouts in, get some skates in. We've had a lot of captains practices. So it's been good and it's been productive, but it's just not as fun when you're not with the whole group.
Janelle?
It's just been challenging. Everything about it. It's just, it has a different feel to it. I think there's benefits of the smaller groups because you get to know a smaller group a lot better. But, with a large team like women's hockey with 24 players, and all the restrictions with groups, you have to split that down a little bit more. So it's been challenging, to say the least.
And then, Joe, what have you seen from the freshmen so far in the limited amount of practice you've been able to have?
Well, we're super excited about how everybody came back. I mean, everybody trained really hard this summer. We have a new kind of head of our strength and conditioning, which is really exciting. We have some people in different roles as far as behind the scenes, which is fun. We just love when all the players are back. We're so excited that they're here amongst all this craziness and that we've been able to do what we have been able to do. So the freshmen, particularly, we have 7 freshmen and 1 transfer. So that group is awesome. We're super excited about them. I think they bring a lot to our team as a whole. And even in these smaller groups, you can see their personalities come out. You can see where they're kind of clicking. So we're excited about all of them in every way, on the ice, off the ice, in the weight room.
And then, Kenzie, as a senior, what have you been able to do to help make the transition for these freshmen to the collegiate level smooth and get them up to speed?
Yeah, so what Janelle was kind of saying, since we have smaller groups, it's easier to really get to know them and kind of help bring them along in the weight room and on the ice. And we've really just focused on how important it is to make sure they feel comfortable and welcomed and that they're in a lot of different team activities. So we've just made sure to spend a lot of time doing things together while it's small groups or not, inviting them along and bringing them on walks, playing tennis with them, inviting them out to go get Chipotle, little things like that, and just really focusing on the importance of building these relationships right now, because since we can't all be at the rink together, we want to make sure they feel really welcomed outside of it too.
And Kenzie, losing a few teammates like Abby and Rachel, among a few others, how are you going to step up as a senior this year?
Yeah, so losing Abby and Rachel obviously is going to be different, but I did learn a lot from them leadership-wise and skill-wise. So I'm hoping I can just step up and help lead other defensemen, the rest of the team, and just really play a good defensive game this year, but also be offensive and just continue to improve the rest of the year as well.
And then what have you both been doing taking precautions with COVID-19, and what has the team been doing to stay healthy?
Well, I think a lot of the restrictions through statewide, of course, some of them are obvious of when we're going out to stores and whatnot, we all have to wear our masks, and we're starting to really figure out, besides the small groups, what areas that we need to implement more mask wearing and more distance. So when it comes to a lot of the team activities, we're doing them outside. Of course, with this gorgeous weather, it's really easy. It will be a little more challenging when the weather gets colder, but we're fortunate at SCSU, of course, to have the turf area and the gyms. So we're just using those. And then, of course, with our sport being in the rink, it's really nice to be able to be out there because it's a big enough space where they can all be on the ice at the same time. But all the precautions like cleaning and wiping down and wearing masks, and that's the same for us as it is for every team. So we're just doing what our part, and kind of hoping and praying that the COVID gets under control so that we can move forward. But right now, this is the new normal, and we're going to adjust to it.
Kenzie?
Yeah, I would just say we're spending a lot of time outside, which is nice. Hopefully we can have a few more warm days. Lots of mask wearing, lots of social distancing. We're practicing smiling with our eyes since we have to wear our mask so much. So we're getting good at that. But yeah, we're just trying to really be as safe as possible because we really want a season. So we're doing everything we can to get one.
And, the last year's season, was cut short there in the first round. What's going to be the difference maker going into this season of taking the Huskies even farther?
I think it starts, it started a long time ago for our players. As soon as last season ended, whether COVID hit or not, our players, including Kenzie, have been driven to train to prepare for our season. And whenever it starts, all the work that they've put into it kind of goes into effect when season starts. So every day they're in the weight room, every day they're doing workouts outside, every day they're on the ice. We're training to win hockey games. And we expect our team to respond really well. And the training they've been doing has been amazing. And right now we're taking advantage of this opportunity. Season would have started, which is kind of sometimes hard to swallow, but we're getting an opportunity to get stronger and to have a close-knit team in the time they're allowed together away from the rink. And we just anticipate that all helping our on-ice performance and our competitiveness and our drive to win.
Yeah, kind of what Janelle said. We started training right when last season ended. So we've been working all summer on this. We've all been working on strength, different skills that we wanted to have off ice show on ice, and just obviously building those relationships off ice as well so that we can correlate those to on ice. We've all been putting in a lot of work, and I think we just have to bring that into the season and just have high hopes that we'll have one, and just really look forward to being able to play together.
All right, well, I want to thank you guys for sitting down with me for a few minutes and having a quarantine conversation. I want to thank all of you viewers for tuning in to Huskies Quarantine Conversations, brought to you by the SCSU Huskies Athletics app. I'm Alex Cotter, and have a good day.